Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock Metal Podcast, we have Swallow the Sun, and they have a new album called 20 Years of Gloom, Beauty and Despair, live in Helsinki, which is released on July 30th via Century Media Records. Right now, I'm being joined by Juuso to share some more information about this stellar release. Monumental occasion, because it's celebrating an anniversary, as it says in the title. We'll chat about that. And right now, Jusso is out by the seaside enjoying some beautiful summer weather, speaking of swallowing the sun. So, Jusso, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here in your show.
That's right. Great to have you on. This is fantastic. So actually, take us through where you're at right now. You got a backpack on, you've got your earbuds or whatever, and you're by the seaside. Tell us about your day. What you been up to?
Well, actually, I went to practice today, believe it or not, in my gray bunker, where I only have like one light and my drum kit. But then I have to, like I told you earlier, it's kind of unusual to get this amount of sun here. So I'm trying to get it all in. I have a couple of beers and some buddies are coming later, and we're going to play maybe some games and stuff like that. So just hanging out, trying to get all the sun I can.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I don't know how many times I can get away with, swallow the sun. You're really doing it, but I guess.
Yeah. In the sun.
Whoop. Beautiful. Where by the seaside? Are you in Helsinki?
Yes. I'm in east, kind of in the east part here.
Okay, where the air is crisp, where all the rich people live in East Helsinki.
Yeah, there are. I mean, where the really rich people live, I'm not allowed to go, I believe. But right. Yeah.
It's because of those drums. Okay, so a bunker with one light and a drum kit. This sounds actually like a really good time.
You mean the bunker or right now? I mean, of course, I enjoy playing, naturally. So it doesn't matter. I have to do it anyway. I have to keep up my touch, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. How do you practice? How do you stay, on top of your game?
I have to do I have pretty scheduled way of practicing nowadays, because that's not the only thing I want to do. So sometimes the only way that you can get yourself in the practice space is to just schedule practice time for yourself, and there's no way out of that. It's like an agreement you do with yourself. But yeah, it's when you're a drummer, you kind of lose, you lose your feet first, and then slowly you lose your hands and your head also at some point. You have to maintain it.
Yeah, you just described it right there. Every drummer who's listening in right now said, yeah, that is so right. You lose your feet first, and then after that, you lose your hands.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, speaking of the drums and the album, I've got the drum cam here from Lost in Catatonic, which is a track that you wanted to chat about from the live set, which is cool. There's so much stuff here that I could ask questions about. Like, it looks like there's an iPad running off to the side with, is that GarageBand or something on it?
Well, there's some backing tracks we're using in most of the songs. I have a very old school. Well, it's not very old school because it's an iPad. But anyway, there's this one software I've been using, which actually kind of started to cause problems. So I'm not gonna name that app I was using because I don't want to put any bad blood there. But anyway, so do you want to know about the gear, or what was the main point?
Well, I guess the main point is, well, for everybody watching or listening in, if you go to today's show notes and you click on the YouTube link for Lost in Catatonic, you can actually see Juuso playing the show that makes up the recording of the album. And I just thought that was really cool, and that because, you're here, we can chat about all kinds of stuff. Like, what's it like to have a camera in your face when you're playing, or tell us about your drum kit. One of your cymbals has holes in it,
I got a good perception there. Anyway, the first thing I'm gonna say is that drum cam has different audio what the actual live album will have. So obviously, it's going to sound different on the album. And I don't even know when it's gonna be released actually. So just don't. There are two different things, this drum cam and then the live album version. But anyway, I don't know if we even knew that we're gonna have a live album release when we shot that, like the drum cam idea. It was like kind of, obviously we in the same show we had a lot of cameras and so, but I don't know if we even discussed for sure that it's gonna be released through Century Media as an official release. So yeah, that's one interesting point about it. But yeah, now it's coming out, the whole show.
Okay, so I've got here that it was February 26, 2020, Tavastia Club in Helsinki. So if we all go back in time to February 26, 2020, we kind of had an inkling that something was going on, but obviously you guys had no idea what was going to happen next. So I guess you were just filming for the sake of filming?
Yep. And for the sake of 20th anniversary, I'm glad we I'm glad we shot that show, but then obviously we had to cancel the first headlining tour in the States and Canada for Swallow the Sun right after, or was it already before? I think we postponed it to this year, and obviously then we had to cancel it. So it was really, weird times.
Yeah, when I'm in Canada, I was sad.
Yep. You have to be sad as a Swallow the Sun listener.
That's right. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense without the gloom and the beauty and the despair. So, 20th anniversary of that record, that's kind of crazy. What's it like, I don't know, being in a band for 20 years and celebrating the record?
Well, I can tell it from my point of view. I've been in the band since 2014 or 2013. I was on the first tour for me. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been there for 20 years, but I have obviously heard a lot of stories and stuff. But the thing is that I joined the band after Kai Hahto, so I had kind of really big boots to fill. That was like, I was really scared in the beginning, because you have to, play as well as your idol or something like that. Obviously, that's not how you should compare. It's art. It's not about comparing yourself to others so much. But anyway, at least the 7 years has felt kind of, I think, short time. So, yeah. It's a milestone for sure.
It is.
20 years.
Now, I guess that's a good question. You mentioned, one of your idols. So how did you end up joining Swallow the Sun?
I guess the real story is that because I and Juha Raivio, who is the Swallow the Sun songwriter, we are from the same village in central Finland. And I had some videos in YouTube back then already, and there was some other dude from that village, same village, and he said to Juha that, hey, there's a dude, a young guy who's kind of at least is trying to do something decent, and he checked some videos, and basically that's how I got in the band. I wasn't playing any metal stuff even in the videos. I was playing like more jazzy stuff.
Okay. Do you bring a jazz influence in your drumming?
Maybe some, but kind of you kind of have to listen carefully what you're putting in, because you don't want to make it about the drums. You know, it's doom metal. It has not that much of material, or like you have to limit yourself a lot too, so it can't be a constant drum solo. Like in jazz music, there's a lot more space usually to play stuff. So I don't know, maybe up to a very small amount, there might be something like that there.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an important thing to mention, Juuso, is, you know, you guys are dialed into the kind of music that you're making, and that comes with considerations on, you know, how you write stuff and how you play the instruments.
For sure. I limit myself a lot for any band or situation. This might sound a bit cocky, but I mean, what I mean is that you can't, you know, and you shouldn't think anything else but the surrounding the whole picture. I mean, what will support the whole picture? This is really obvious for most musicians, but for some people it might not be.
That makes sense. The difference between a crappy local band and a professional signed to Century Media Records 20 years anniversary band is dialing it in, baby.
Yeah, you have to be kind of, and really, if you've educated yourself just by listening to a lot of music, it will tell you what to do, sort of. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Now, I guess another interesting thing to chat about doom metal is, you mentioned you're doing some jazzy stuff. Were you surprised at all when you got the phone call? And I don't know, what's it been like playing in a doom metal band?
I've grown into it already, I think, in a pretty good way. There's a toolbox what is used for Swallow the Sun. So maybe in the beginning you had to kind of consider the previous drummers quite a bit, how they are playing, and you don't want to change everything, you know, completely, because there's a style already. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, you don't want to copy everything, so you have to find this kind of nice medium there.
Yeah, because you're you, man. I want to hear you.
Indeed.
Now, one of the first tracks to be released officially as a music video is Don't Fall Asleep. So I guess maybe take us through this track, Don't Fall Asleep. How come this one was the first one to get released? Obviously, it could be just a label decision, but maybe take us through this track.
Well, from my perspective, it's actually probably the first track I ever heard from Swallow the Sun. I mean, it came out 2007, I think, on the Hope album. And I was in my teens back then, so young and tender. Mm-hmm. And taking all the, you know, all the influences. And, well, Swallow the Sun wasn't really a local band anymore, but they were, anyway, from central Finland, originating from there. So, of course, you really carefully listen to that. So I think this track has probably influenced me in many ways. But musically, it's pretty straightforward groove song, I would say. It's like doesn't have too many tricks, but you get all the Swallow the Sun things in that song for sure. You get some clean vocals, growls, riffing, some nice tapping action even on the lead guitar. So I think that's a classic Swallow the Sun track.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play it every time. It's awesome.
Do you play it exactly as it was written on the record, or have you put your twist on it?
For sure, it's different. I mean, I was listening to it actually. Well, obviously, I was listening to this new release, and there was maybe a little bit too much of stuff there. I was just telling you what you should not do.
Right.
Not put too much stuff, but there definitely is a lot more of notes there than on the album version. So I'm really sorry for all the purist people who want to hear the same thing. So it's not going to be the same thing.
Uh-oh. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess all the purists, you can, hit pause on the podcast and go get, a box of tissues. And then,
yes.
When you're done and you're ready to recommit, you can go ahead and hit play, and, we'll be right here waiting for you.
Indeed.
Very cool. All right. I'm on the Wikipedia page, and I don't even know if I could say the origin of where that is in Finland. Jyväskylä.
Pretty good. Jyväskylä.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. So we have chatted about the Finnish summer sun. You guys have had some great temperatures for the last 3 weeks. You're out doing your thing. You did some drum practice earlier in the bunker with one single light. You've got a practice regimen, which is important. It's very unsexy, but that's how you get sexy results, is by scheduling your practice. Yeah, we chatted about...
I was just nodding. Yeah, I'm nodding here.
Yeah, exactly. So anybody watching on the website or on YouTube can see you nodding, and, that's good.
Yeah.
They can follow along. Did anybody catch themselves nodding as Juuso was nodding? That would be cool. We chatted about Swallow the Sun from your perspective, because you've come in at a certain point in the band's career, and have been there consistently. So I think that's really cool. We even chatted about doom metal a little bit. Here's an interesting question, I guess, because doom metal is kind of a broad term. What does that mean to you, and how do you guys encapsulate that in Swallow the Sun?
Yeah, it is interesting. Probably, like, doom metal is totally something else than Swallow the Sun for a lot of people. I mean, it's basically, or Swallow the Sun is slow. It's slow music, mostly. But then on the other hand, there's a lot of melody there, a lot of beauty in the music. It's not only about riffs and, skulls and breaking, graveyard stones and stuff like that. It's more diverse for sure than a basic doom metal thing. But I guess I don't know if I even listen to that much of slow stuff anymore. Yeah, I do. But I would say Swallow the Sun is definitely more diverse. More diverse doom metal band when you compare to a lot of others.
Mm-hmm. What do you listen to? What are you spinning right now as you're at the beach?
I don't actually right now here. I wouldn't listen to anything. I would actually listen to these birds, which you can see there. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you saw any birds there, but there's a bunch of birds there.
Ah, there they are.
Anyway,
are they geese? Yeah. Are they geese?
Yes, and I'm actually I'm walking in their turf right now, so I should be careful.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because if they're like a Canada goose, you don't want to do that. Canadian geese are like They're another breed, man. They're angry and mean.
I think they are exactly them.
Okay.
But anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, what... I mean, I listen to so weird stuff. It's a very, bipolar type of listening to music. I might go from Cannibal Corpse to some Chopin piano sonatas.
Yeah.
I like the music to have certain kind of feel, but then I get bored really fast, so I have to have diversity. In that sense, playing Swallow the Sun gigs is pretty cool, actually, because it has pretty broad dynamic change. So I like it that way.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to the record, it's coming out on vinyl, which is fantastic. We've got black vinyl, golden vinyl, dark green vinyl, deep blood red vinyl, mint, which I think is going to sell out really fast. I don't know why I said that, but I don't know. It's kind of, yeah. And then we got glow in the dark vinyl. Well, that's interesting. The mint colored one is only available through Nuclear Blast. So everybody's got a different provider for these different kinds of vinyl. But anyway, are you excited about the vinyl? And if so, which color do you want?
Well, to be honest, right now I don't have a vinyl player because I don't have that kind of facility that I can really dig music. Mostly I use headphones and stuff. But yes, I like vinyls. I like them as, things you have. And I envy all my friends who have like huge selection of vinyls and stuff like that. But that mint, it sounds like, Swallow the Sun is the mint of doom metal. So yeah, I would definitely want a mint vinyl for sure.
Yeah, I think mint is where it's at, baby.
Yep.
Sweet. And then we've got 2 sets. So you guys did one set at the club, took a break, and then did a second set at the club.
Yes.
How did you guys organize the 2 sets?
Well, in the first set, it's basically an acoustic one with a bunch of strings there, string players, and it consists of only playing the songs from the North Part 2 album from start to finish. So that came out in 2015, that album originally. But I think it just has a nice dynamic change to it. And obviously some people might think it's boring children's tunes, but I like it. I mean, maybe I like children's tunes then or something. But
they're catchy.
Yeah, simple enough. Anyway, I like the dynamic change, and of course you can enjoy, either one of the albums at home. Maybe the acoustic album is for different kind of setting or feeling than the electric one. So at least there's diversity when you buy the whole thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I dig that, baby. Doomy children's songs.
Yep.
The wheels on the bus go...
I regret saying that. Anyway.
I don't know how they are in Finland, but here we've got the wheels on the bus go round and round. So I'm just imagining, something tragic happens and then now it's a doom children's song.
Yeah, makes sense.
I know. And now anybody still listening in is like, oh my God, you just talked about children dying. Well, that didn't really.
Well, children die too, but they might... let's not go to that. This is not a death metal thing.
No.
Have to be doom.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely freaking not. Okay, so Juuso, we chatted about a lot of things today. We chatted about enjoying some summer sun, practicing drums. We chatted about you're going to be getting some beers and playing games with some friends, which is awesome. We chatted about your involvement in Swallow the Sun. We chatted about doom metal. We chatted about the 20th anniversary of Gloom, Beauty, and Despair. Chatted about the live show, Tavastia Club, February 26, 2020, and then the whole world changed after that. Did I miss anything? You guys working on new material?
You have amazing memory. I mean, did you write that stuff somewhere? I can't see you write. Anyway, what could I say? I can say something is cooking, but that's pretty much all I can say right now. Unfortunately, I can't really reveal much, but yeah, we are not, we are doing stuff constantly. So just wait and see, or listen, rather.
Okay, and then we'll have you back on when you guys have some new stuff.
Yeah, maybe I will call you. Then it's gonna be like maybe in the winter time. So maybe I will come to this same place in the dark.
Yes.
And have this same type of setting, so you will see the change.
Yes.
And then I will not smile. I will not smile once during that interview.
No. Well, I mean, you got to be careful. Finnish people don't smile, or at least not on camera. So you got to be careful.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Juuso, and then we'll have you back on when you guys have some new news to chat about.
Yes, thanks for having me.